Hello, everybody. Here I am, live. It's been a little while, hasn't it? Right, so let's just get organised. So let me see. I can see Richard there in the comments. Hello, Richard. Whew, I'm a bit warm. Do you know, it's quite warm today. Let's take off my scarf. I've got my scarf and my cardigan here, but I think I don't need them on. Hello, Finley. Nice to see you. So I'm going to see if I can get the screen up on here as well on the other. Now, what do I need? I can be watching, I suppose, stream. I don't know how I do this. Good evening. Right, so let's, so how is everybody? It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since I have broadcast. I did broadcast on Saturday, didn't I? Hello, Facebook user. Whoever the Facebook user is, can you let me know who it is? What do I think about the new Ride bus station? I haven't really investigated it yet, Finley, but I don't think that they've made the bus stops big enough, to be honest. And somebody said that they've made the seats too high for people to sit on. So I don't know. I'll go and have a look at some stage, Finley, but I haven't been out and about a lot. I'm still trying to get myself well. So the Facebook user, if you're coming in via Facebook community, the Go Live Granny community, can you let me know who you are? Because I can only see that you are, say, I hope you're well. I am well, but I'm not back to full strength after my pneumonia. So I am taking it very carefully, taking it easily. I haven't been going out a lot. I was getting very, very tired, but I seem to have got my mojo back today. I'm still, not fully recovered, and I won't be doing live streams every day. Hi. Oh, it's Tina. Oh, there you are, Tina. She's logged in now, so I can see it's Tina now. Lovely to have you in, Tina. So I just thought, you know what? I'd had a bit of a tiring week, and I was a bit stressed. I was trying to do my my birthday cards for my twin granddaughters who have a birthday tomorrow, and they are 16 tomorrow, and I had various ideas of what I was going to do, and then I didn't like any of those ideas. Hi, Corey, nice to see you. Hi, Andrea. Please, folks, can you share? It's you, Susan. Hello. Not sure why it's not showing it. Have you given him permission in the past? Oh, I don't know then, Susan. But see if you can give it permission again. There's someone else coming in saying hello, Lynn, who's a Facebook user. I presume that's not you, Susan, because you've already just said hello to me. So I'm assuming there's another Facebook user who is coming in via the community group. Hello, Jackie. Jackie, I can see that I can see you coming in, but there's a Facebook. Look, this is what I get. This is what I'm getting. Look. So if it's a Facebook user coming in from the community who hasn't given permission, then that's what I get. Hello, Caroline. Nice to see you, Caroline. Caroline will tell you what she thinks of the new bus station. So do have a look, Caroline, and tell everybody what you think of the bus station. I haven't really investigated it properly yet, and I know they haven't finished George Street because the buses are now supposed to. They used to leave the bus station, the number 9. So they used to leave the bus station, go right along to the roundabout, round the roundabout. Not the whatever the numbers were. I think it was round the roundabout and back again, almost to opposite the bus station to go up George Street. But there, the idea is that they're making it so that you can come from the bus station and go straight up George Street. But they obviously haven't done it yet, because I was waiting for a number 37 bus this evening outside what was Elizabeth Pax. I think they're now calling it the department. And a number 9 came, a number, what number was it? No, a number 2 and a number 3. Oh, no, a number 9 came, and it didn't come up George Street. It came the other way round. So we're realising they're still fixing George Street. So I don't know. It's Emma. Emma, which Emma? remind me. I don't know why it's doing that. Are you able to come in via the Facebook page, the Go Live Granny Facebook page? Because then we wouldn't have that. Can someone remind me what to click, please, as you're on your phone? So whoever it is, can somebody give me the link? I think it's streamyard.com/Facebook. I think that's it. So look, there we are. There's Deb's in. Hello, Debs. Nice to see you. And so Emma, which Emma? Can you remind me, Emma? Which Emma is coming in there? Caroline has, there's Michaela come in. That's lovely. Not yet done yet. George Street access still being done. However long have they been doing this bus station? It was supposed to be finished in March, and here we are, April, May, winging its way through. Oh, it's Susan asking that. Right, Susan's asking. So I think it's, let me say, I think it is streamyard.com/Facebook. I think that's what it is, Susan. So let's see, try that and see if it works. Okay. So can somebody tag Yvonne, because I don't know if she knows I'm on, and I don't know if Kath knows I'm on. They would be viewers who usually come in. They might be in, but I don't know. I don't know who's in. This is nice. This is Vimto. I haven't been a drinker of Vimto. I mean, it's just a you know, it's not a alcoholic drink. It's just a one you make up with water. And I haven't been a Vimto drinker. And I went to my daughter's recently, and she had Vimto there, and it was really nice. So I put it on my shopping list. And I have continued to be a savvy shopper. So some of you, right? Okay, let's have a look. Let's take that off again. And I'm going to put a banner across the bottom there. That banner across the top will give you. Oh, let's make it into a ticker. Is it going as a ticker? Oh, it's not going as a ticker. How do I don't know how I make it into a ticker. All right, let's just put it on there. I've forgotten how to do half these things because I haven't been. Obviously, I haven't been live a lot recently since my illness, and so I'm forgetting. Excuse the junk on the show. I'm sitting in my craft room, and I'm really trying to get everything organized into this area. So I have managed to create a desk space in front of me, and I'm starting to get everything into boxes in some sort of organized area, but it's still not there yet. Some of it's still in a bit of chaos. But I have got a big crafting table. I have got my screen up there. I've moved my computer into here. I have my router in here, which then makes it easier for when I'm in my bedroom, which is that way, because I'm so warm. Do you know this room is so warm? I used to struggle in the lounge because I was near the French doors, you know, with the Juliet balcony, and it had a big draft in it, and John and Kath were trying to help me to get rid of the draft, and then I decided, why don't I go into the middle room? Now I'm too hot. I'm going to take this off because I am very, very warm. There we go. So, right, I've got a few things around me that I want to share with you and show you. So yes, so I've put the router in here with the computer, and it's made viewing in my bedroom easier because it's nearer the router now. So I'm getting there. Slowly catching monkey. You know, it takes me a long time to do everything, and of course because I've been ill. I haven't been doing a lot, but I've probably been doing more than I should be doing. But let's just put Mickelson and Vimto. You haven't had one since at least Mackerson. Right, okay. Oh, Emma Bennett. Hello. Yes, Emma. There you are. I can see Emma. Look, there's Emma. There's Kath. Hello, Kath. Nice to see you all. So somebody there was tagging. Thank you, whoever it was who tagged Yvonne and Kath. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. So that's good. So we're getting there. But I just thought, as I say, I haven't had a lot of energy. I've felt very, very tired in the last maybe couple of weeks, which is why I didn't do any live streaming for you. Hang on. Let's just sit. That's it. Let's just get organized. I don't know if anybody can tag Rachel and Paul Mitchell. They like to watch, but I only decided this evening that I was going to go live. What time did I decide? At about, I think I decided somewhere around 8 o'clock, or a bit before that I was going to go live. So here I am. Well done on sorting my craft. Yes, but I tell you, I've moved stuff I probably shouldn't have moved. I've got some things that are on wheels. Now, I will tell you about my craft room. And I think I made Kath laugh the other day. Thank you, Kath. She's putting up the link. It was you, Susan, that tagged Yvonne and Kath. Thank you, Susan. And there we are. Kath's giving you the link. All right. If you can't do it that way, why not come onto my Facebook? Thank you, Emma. If you can't do it, Susan, why not come into my Facebook page via my Go Live Granny page rather than via the community page, and then it doesn't have an issue. So yes, so I this room used to be absolutely nearly full to the ceiling with junk. Now it's got craft stuff, which some people will say is junk, but it's not. It's my crafty world, and it's what's been actually keeping me going during my during my recovery, because of course it's been, well, I was ill, wasn't I, end of November, beginning of December, so that's quite a while, and I'm still not 100%, but I'm getting there, much better than I was. And thank you ever so much for everybody who was very concerned about me. It certainly helped. Anyway, the crafting has been amazing, absolutely amazing, for my mental health and other people's, I think, as well, because I have shared a bit of it, but obviously not a lot. But I thought I'd come on here today because I had a crafty box delivered. Now, some of you know I do have this terrible crafty obsession, and of course that's why I'm having to now try and sort everything. But I did move some furniture around. I know I shouldn't have done it. Hello, there we are. Look, there we are. Susan's back in the house. Thank you, Susan. Nice to see you. So there we go. Message on screen about a server error. Oh, I don't know what that is all about. Which screen is that? Where are you seeing that? What are you viewing to see the server error, Debs? Let me know, because I don't know where there's a server error. So anyway, so let me go back. So that a few weeks, I've been trying to get the craft room done a bit at a time. And it's a good job I live on my own, because I can't move all the stuff all the time. And of course, when you've got a very junky room, you have to take stuff out to start making making progress. There was a lot of stuff that had come from my mum's. There was cardboard boxes. You have some nice news to share with me. So is it something you can share publicly, Emma, or is it a private conversation we're going to have? So there's Emma there. She's got some nice news. So if you want to share it publicly, please do. If you want to do it privately, then we can do that after the broadcast. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying, like I always do. Oh, yes. So, in order to make progress, you've got to pull stuff out of the room in order to make the progress. So it's a good job I live on my own, because I was pulling stuff out and then pushing it back in case, somebody with it. And I thought, this is silly. I haven't got the energy to do this. Hello, Finley. I hope to be watching the carnivals this year, Finley. And I'm hoping that I will go to Riverfest on Saturday. Saturday is the Riverfest down in Newport, and I do hope to be live streaming down there, folks. So it depends how I feel. I'm not promising. I'm not going to make any promises that I might have to break. It just depends how I feel, because if I get too tired, then it will be a no-go. But I do remember being there with Kath and John last year, and they bought me the most enormous ice cream. It was a huge ice cream. So, what is Riverfest? Riverfest is down. It's down along the alongside the River Medina in Newport, and it's like a fun family day. So there's entertainment down there. There will be a band playing, probably, or maybe two or three bands playing. There will be the ice cream stall, I can tell you, because I had this amazing ice cream last year. There will be lots of stalls selling things. It's like a big fete. There will be people. There will be charities raising awareness for what they do. All sorts. Whoops, we had an interruption there of the broadcast. Sorry, folks. I live streamed there last year. I live streamed in the year that Meghan and Harry got married, because I think it was the royal wedding day. Can't remember, or it was certainly that week. And I was live streaming, and a lady came the other way with a red, white, and blue outfit on and a Meghan mask on, and I said, "Oh, excuse me, can I take your picture?" And then we got into conversation, and it was the lovely Linda Jones, who has, we've remained connected since that, whatever year that was, and she also sings with the Medina Community Choir, I think it is. Richard's saying the buses to and from the watermill today were very useful. Yes, it was just a sad thing that the day I wanted to go to Calbourne Watermill was the 30th of April, when there was an event going on there. And on the 30th of April, no buses ran past the watermill. The summer season started on the 1st of May, Richard, but you're lucky because it's running now. That's good. I'm glad you you obviously had a trip out there today. The watermill is really in a sad situation. The mill has broken, and it's part of the island history, and it needs a lot of money. I think they're doing some fundraising to try and get the watermill mended, because it will be really a shame if they can't do the milling there anymore. Right, so Linda and I were connected on that day back in was it 2018 or 19? I can't remember what year it was. And Linda and I had a great conversation, and then she said, would I like to go and live stream the Medina Community Band, Community Choir, sorry. And so those are the things that I did after that as a result. So that was good. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you a bit more about what I've been up to, and my crafty obsession. Some of you will have known that I did a craft along in April, and a craft along. I watched Crafters Companion. I meant to have Crafters Companion link across the bottom. If anybody wants to link with Crafters Companion, send me a private message and I'll send you a link, because I do get 2018. Thank you, Richard. I do get a small commission on if I introduce people to Crafters Companion, and that just helps me pay for doing these StreamYard things. I have to pay for StreamYard. I have to pay for I'm paying for hosting of my website. My website is going to change. I'm going to have it more like a blog. I don't want to spend hours and hours just administrating a website. I want it to be very basic. I want it to be like a blog site, and putting up the videos and things, and letting you be informed of simple things like that. I want to simplify my life. So I'm going to be talking with Tristan about that. But I do pay for hosting of the website. I pay for the StreamYard. So yes, so if I get little bits of commission off of the other things, that really helps. Every little bit helps. It does, doesn't it, Richard? Don't they say, don't you have to smack yourself when you say that? Isn't that how the advert goes? Every little bit helps. And I'll tell you, in feeding my crafty obsession, I have been very savvy shopper, which is the box I'm going to show you in a minute. And of course, lots of you know I have also joined the top cashback site, which is along the bottom here. Now, before I go on to show you all my crafty obsession, I want to tell you, how pleased I am with the top cashback site. Wait a minute, I've got a piece of paper here. And I've told you about it before. I don't know how I didn't really know about it years ago, because it's been going for quite a long time. But I am very pleased to say that I have been a savvy shopper. Hi, Bethy. Hi, Hazel. Nice to see you. Good morning, says Hazel. Hazel coming in from Australia. Lovely to see you. Hazel and Bethy, I'm still recovering from my pneumonia. I'm not 100% better, so I'm not putting up any regular broadcasts, but I go live as and when I feel up to it. And I had a little bit of mojo came back today. So, who's pregnant, Bethy? I don't know is that. Maybe she's responding to somebody who had some good news. I don't know. I'm certainly not pregnant. But my daughter was pregnant this time. She was very pregnant at this time in 2007, and she had twins the next day. So tomorrow my twin granddaughters are turning 16. So that was exciting, and I've been making them birthday cards today, and I've got them in the post. I know they probably won't get there tomorrow. I was not up for getting them done earlier in the week. So anyway, yeah. So they, my oldest grandchildren are going to be 16 tomorrow. Unfortunately, they're in the middle of their GCSEs, so not so good for for birthday time, but they can celebrate after you. You're sending a gentle hug. That's very nice. Emma. Right, Emma says she is indeed. So it's Emma who's pregnant. Find out on Tuesday if it's one or multiple again. So how many children have you got, Emma? Remind us. I forget a lot of things. And there's Bethy sending a gentle hug there from Facebook. Yes. So as I say, Hazel coming in from Australia there, which is why she's saying good morning. There we go. Huge congratulations, Emma. That's lovely. So how many children have you got now? You have 6-year-old twin boys. Right. Okay, lovely. So we will see. We'll find out. She's finding out whether she's having twins again. So as I say, my twins they're so grown up now. It's unbelievable. It's scary, really, isn't it? One minute I was nursing them as very small babies because they were actually due at the end of June, the babies, and I was in Rotary, and I was due to become the president of Rotary in the June handover, and I wasn't sure whether to take on the presidency in case my daughter wanted me. So I spoke to my club, and they said they would support me if I needed time out to go and help my daughter. But it was okay. She didn't need me a huge amount of time. I was there a little bit, but not a huge amount of time. Her mother-in-law was there and helped a lot as well. But those girls are so grown up now. It's lovely. Right, so I'm going back. I'm doing my usual grasshopper tendency where I hop from one thing to the next to the next. I'm sorry. That's how my brain is wired, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, is it? So I will show you what's in the box. That was the intention of the broadcast. Meerkats Tuesday had new toys, old jeans filled with sheep fleece. Oh, so this is this the meerkats at the wildlife sanctuary, Richard? Richard is on the island at the moment, and Richard is coming to see me tomorrow. So that'll be nice to actually catch up in person. Richard and I met on the number 9 bus on the Isle of Wight. Richard lives in Birmingham and I live here on the island, and we happened to be on the same bus one day, and I was sitting one side of the bus and he was sitting the other, and we smiled at each other, and the rest is history. So I see Richard when he manages to get down. I didn't see him the last time because I think I perhaps wasn't very well. I know you were down recently, and I know we didn't see each other. You can't see the comments for some reason, Kath. What about coming in, going out and coming in again, or going and coming in through YouTube? I don't know if any of the YouTubers, can you YouTubers see the comments? So some of you are on YouTube, some of you are on Facebook. Right, so yes, so anyway, Richard's coming to see me tomorrow. That would be nice to a personal catch up. Hazel, are you still coming to the UK? Are your plans still on for coming over to the UK? I hope so, because Hazel was due to come to the UK when the pandemic broke and she didn't get her trip over here. She'll be on the island on the 24th and 25th of July if anyone is able for a catch-up. Oh, that's amazing, Hazel. I'm going to write that down now because I shall forget. And if it's in the diary, I hope we can sort it. I'm not putting too much in my diary at the moment because I really don't want to, in terms of booking things up and going madly around like I used to, because I need to make sure I recover. 24th and 25th of July. Right. Okay, it'll be lovely. So anybody on the island, anybody who is on the island at that time, we will have a catch up with Hazel. That will be lovely to meet in person. It's so nice when I get to meet, you know, the people that I've talked to on broadcasts for a long time. Just lovely. But as I say, Richard and I met first, and then he became a viewer. Yes, on the number 9 bus. I also met Sarah, who lives in New York, on the number 9 bus on the Isle of Wight, and she was a resident of the Isle of Wight at the time. She does come into the broadcast sometime. You're on the island and you would like to meet up. Kath is here on that day. That's brilliant. What days are they, please? Right, can somebody tell me what days of the week they are? Because that obviously depends on Susan, because she's working. So anybody who's working, we will try and fit in something, see if how many people we can have a catch up with. That will be just so nice. So that's lovely. What else? Right, I'm going to come to opening the box in a minute, but I was telling you about my crafting, wasn't I? I'm trying to move stuff around, and I did. I had a desktop. I had a desk, an old desk, in the other room, and it was a huge desk, and it was too big. Facebook as YouTube froze. Oh, right, okay. So I don't know who that's now come onto Facebook. Somebody's come over to Facebook as YouTube froze. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry, folks. I don't know what's going on with the technology, but somebody we'll sort it out. Well, that's why I'm broadcasting in the 3 different places now, so that you can hopefully, you know, catch up and see. Anyway, so many things to tell. But yes, so I did shift some stuff around. Monday and a Tuesday, Susan. So what's your preferred time of meetup, Hazel? Does it matter? What time do you finish work, Susan? Or what time do you start work? Let's see, because I don't know. I'd like to accommodate as many people as possible, but obviously I don't want to make it difficult for Hazel and the others. Facebook working okay for Susan. That's good. Right, okay. So, as I say, I'm trying to get this craft room ready. I've still got lots of stuff in bags and boxes and trying to sort it, trying to make it. Oh, anytime. There we are. Hazel doesn't mind anytime. So we could perhaps have more than one meetup. We could have one or two, you know, 1 or 2 meetups. I don't know. I don't want to wear Hazel out. How long are you in the UK for? I expect you've got lots of people to fit in, haven't you, Hazel, over your time here? So I don't know how long you're here for. But Susan obviously would like to meet you. She's working 10 till 6, but she can see what she can do. Look, that's what she's saying. She'll see what she can do. So that would be nice. And so, Hazel, where are you where are you going to be based when you're on the island? And will you have your own transport, or are you relying on public transport? Because all these things have to be factored in if we're going to try and do a meetup. So, you know, at least we've given us plenty of time. And I hope this time your trip doesn't get cancelled like it did before. You know, but with the pandemic, obviously, Hazel wasn't able to come over and see us. Newport would be easier for Susan because she works in Newport as well. So let's see what we can do. So we'll try and sort something out. So Hazel's going to see. Hazel and I'll have a chat and we'll see what we can do. So yes, so back to the tidying. It's taken me weeks and weeks to move stuff from here. So I've got boxes all around my flat at the moment because I'm doing a little bit at a time. But if I get too tired, I stop. My body's saying don't do it. If my body says don't do it, then I don't do it. If my body says it's okay to have a little go, then that's what I do. Debs is saying, have a safe journey, Hazel. Her son came back via Oz on the new Dreamliner. Very posh, apparently. Oh, well, this year, all 3 of my nephews have been over to the UK. 2 of them live in Australia and 1 of them lives in Taiwan. And those are the 3 nephews that all had babies in the same year. So we've now met all the babies that are. They're all going to be turning 3 this year. Yeah, absolutely. So based in Ventnor, but we'll have transport, says Hazel. That's good. Okay, that's excellent. So you won't be reliant on the buses like I will be. That's good. So that's something really to look forward to for the Go Live Granny community. That's amazing. So do hope that all works out. We'll see what we can do. You're on the Dreamliner. Oh, she's on the Dreamliner. I don't know anything about the Dreamliner. I don't know how my family travelled either, but I know that it was wonderful seeing all my 3 nephews and their wives and their offspring, which was absolutely lovely. And you know what? They are marvellous at keeping in touch. I tell them, keep the pictures coming. It's what gives me a reason for being, is seeing all those lovely, it's all the communications with you lovely people, and of course my family is very important to me, and I just love that. And I have the photographs, and I have in my bedroom a screen, and all my Google photos, which is massive. I have unlimited Google storage, and my Google photographs I don't know how it does it. I remember doing something once and then it worked and I haven't had to do anything to it again. And all my pictures scroll. So there'll be random picture from 4 years ago, and then the next minute a picture will come up that was taken yesterday, and it's just absolutely lovely. Hi from Smoky, Alberta. Who is in Smoky, Alberta there? It doesn't tell me who it is. So if you could tell me who you are, and if you could go into streamyard.com/Facebook. Kath, can you put that link up again? If you could do that. Oh, Joanne. Oh, that's right. Hello, Joanne. Lovely to speak to you. There we go. Thank you. Debs is saying, wow, Hazel, enjoy the champagne and proper beds. Obviously is a very posh way of travelling. Sounds lovely. And Hazel, enjoy it. Enjoy it big time. That would be so nice. Anyway, my brain is just, it goes off in tangents. Have you noticed? Anyway, as I say, seeing family and all those pictures is just amazing. I feel like I've seen those children grow up, even though I didn't see the 3rd one I didn't see I saw one of the children last year, because that family came over from Australia. And the other 2, they came again this year, and the other 2 boys have come. They weren't all here at the same time. Thank you, Kath, for putting the link up. Look, streamyard.com/Facebook. If you are coming in via Facebook, if you go there, you can give it permission to put your name. I think the rules are different if you're coming in via group rather than if you're coming in via the pages. So let me just... So anyway, lots of things to look forward to. As I said, and of course, because I didn't have Christmas, did I? Because I had just come out of hospital, seriously ill with pneumonia. And so I wasn't going anywhere. So I stayed here, hooked up to the oxygen for 3 months. I'm sure you'll be delighted to know that I have just received the money to reimburse me. Oh, it was you, Richard. It was Richard on there as well. Oh, right. Hazel's saying that there's only beds in business class. She's travelling premium economy. Never mind. I'm sure you'll enjoy it very much, Hazel. And then Richard saying it was him, Richard in the Facebook over there. So I've forgotten what I was saying now. Terrible. I'm terrible. I do, you know. But I'll tell you what. Look, most of you will have seen this. If you saw my live stream I did on Coronation Day, I quickly threw myself a piece of headgear together, because here's one I made earlier. Might as well put it on. Oh dear, it's falling to bits. Oh dear. A bit glad. Yes, I did. I got reimbursed for the electricity, thank goodness. I had to wait 3 months for it, but at least I got reimbursed for it, because you know, the oxygen machine obviously chunks away. Yeah, look, good old Blue Peter. Absolutely, yes. So here's one of my data. So quick story about the Coronation Day. I don't make any bones, I'm not a great Charles and Camilla fan, right? But the town were doing things and having a good time, and people were making an effort to entertain each other and whatever. So I wasn't sure what I would feel like on the Coronation Day. So I made no plans to go into town. I thought, no, if I feel like it, I'll go. If I don't feel like it, I won't. Well, I did feel like it. The sun was shining. It was a beautiful day. I'd got a bit of mojo from somewhere. And so I went down to town. I missed some of the things going on in St Thomas's Rest Gardens, but never mind. It didn't matter. I wasn't going to push myself on any of this. But I then did go down to the Victoria Arcade, and they had stalls down there, and there was some entertainment. There were some things going on down there, and I had a good old chat with some people down there. But I couldn't go down to the coronation event without some red, white and blue on. And of course, some of you will have seen me dress up Navy Nora in yellow back in the, when was Go Yellow Day? Was it back in the late summer, I think it was. Was it late summer? I can't remember when Go Yellow. Oh yes, October the 7th it was. So before I was ill, I was in Ventnor Park, and I did a time lapse, didn't I, of me wrapping Navy Nora in yellow ribbons. Well, she'd had yellow ribbons with gold trims ever since October. So I thought, I can't go down to town without some red, white and blue. I looked to see if I could find the lovely leggings that Kath bought me for the Jubilee last year. Well, I didn't actually end up wearing them as leggings because although I put them on my wish list, I didn't know how tight and skimpy they were. So they didn't do anything for my figure as leggings, but I wore them as a scarf. I put them around my neck, one leg this side, one leg that side, tied them round, and nobody really knew that it wasn't a scarf. You know, unless anybody looked very, very closely, they wouldn't have seen. So it was lots of fun. So I wore it. They got the white leggings with lots of Union Jacks on them. Of course, I couldn't find them, could I? Because my flat is not as tidy as it should be, but it's getting there. So I thought, well, what can I do? So I found some, I can't remember, red, I think I had navy trousers, and I had red top, I think. And in the stuff I'd been turning out, there was one of my mum's scarves that was, I don't know whether it was no, it wasn't a Jubilee scarf, because she wasn't here for Jubilee, I don't think, no. But it was, she was a royalist, and she had loads and loads of things to do, and loads of Union Jacks and things like that, which I have acquired. So I was not short in stuff. And of course, I keep this sort of ribbon all the time, and I keep, whoops, it does seem to have, I think it's past its sell-by date. It seems to be coming adrift somewhere, but it was fine on the day. It was fine on the day. Oh look, these bits have fallen off. Never mind. Let's take, look, here's some balloons I made earlier. So as I say, on the morning I decided to go, but I didn't want to spend hours and hours and then be late getting down there because I was doing it. So I did Navy Nora up in these this ribbon's supposed to be done. I don't know that's supposed to be over there. I don't know. It's it's a bit of a wreck. So I would love to have done a live, you know, what do you call it? What did I call it just now? A time lapse where it all goes fast. You know, I would love to have done that, but I didn't have time. I only had time to get out some ribbon and to quickly wind it round Navy Normal because I wanted to get the 5:30 bus down, and the buses only go 1 hour from the bottom of my road. I can walk another 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. No, probably 5 or 6 minutes, and get another bus. But at the moment, everything is effort for me. I'm still getting better, and I'm getting tired very quickly. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to catch the 5:30 bus. So I very quickly did Navy Nora. And for anybody watching who doesn't know what Navy Nora is my trolley, my shopping trolley, but it's a seat as well, and it steadies me because I'm not very steady on my feet anymore. So it's very good. It's like a walker, you know. Both the program and the steam train of the same. Sorry, good old Blue Peter. Yeah, here's one I made earlier, and both the program and the steam train, same name. Excellent. So anyway, I thought I need something on my head, and I didn't seem to have anything that I had made earlier. But I did remember these headbands when some of you will know that I got stuck in Manchester not stuck. I was stuck in that I couldn't travel. Not Christmas last year, whichever year it was. I can't even remember the years; they're going by so fast. But during pandemic time-ish, I went to my son and daughter-in-law for Christmas for 5 days. And on the day I was supposed to come back, it snowed. So we didn't travel because it wasn't safe. My son was bringing me all the way home. And so we thought, well, let's go another day. By the time we decided it was safe to travel, Boris Johnson had locked the country down. And long story short, I ended up 3 months up north. First lockdown was March 2020. Thank you, Susan. I don't remember. Now, somebody's come in from Facebook, the community, and saying good evening. So whoever's that is coming in and saying good evening from the Facebook group, if Kath would be so kind to put that link up again. I must put that link on a ticker bar at the bottom, and then it will help. And then you won't have to keep doing it, Kath. But whoever's saying good evening, can you try and give Facebook permission when Kath puts the link up, if she's still there, to do it? Good evening from Ohio. Hello, Heather. Oh, Heather, are you a Crafter's Companion person? You are, aren't you? I think Heather is a new viewer who's come in from Crafter's Companion, because so I will say the link there. Early on in the broadcast, I said that I had done 2 craft alongs with Crafter's Companion. I'm going to just put my cardigan on because I'm just starting to get chilly. It's been very, very warm. It's Paul me. Oh, hello. Oh, showing name your page, Richard. It's Paul. Oh, right. Thank you. Richard's saying it's Paul who came in. Oh, hang on. I can't get my cardigan on. Wait a minute. There we go. Right. Yes, so there we are. I recognise the name of Heather. She said she saw my most recent craft along. I did a fantastic job. Well, it was just so lovely, Heather. And, you've just come into the broadcast. I don't know whether you heard when I was on Crafter's Companion, I was telling everybody that I had pneumonia and I was seriously ill. And Crafter's Companion and the crafting has really helped me get better. I'm going to take this silly thing off now. Oh, dear. That's the doorbell. Got somebody going, right. So I'm going to thank you. And if Ben, who is one of the presenters on Crafters Companion. So Crafters Companion is the company where I get all my most of my crafty stuff from. It was a brilliant Crafters Companion broadcast. Lynn, who is saying that's somebody? That is somebody on Facebook. So I don't know who that is. Somebody coming in from the group. So if somebody could let me know. Right. So there we are. Heather. So Heather can see. Deb said, "Welcome, Heather from Ohio." And Ben, who's one of the presenters, always says when we're on Crafters Companion, we are doing what you're doing now, chatting at the side, and then the presenter is talking. And Ben always sings from Ohio, where the wind comes blowing down the plain. I think it's a song, and he always sings it, and it's just lovely. So it's Richard. You might have to give it permission again, Richard. Maybe it's been too long. So anyway, Heather's saying thank you there too. It's always nice that you support each other. And this is what I found from Crafters Companion, that I've got to know so many people who watch Crafters Companion. So Crafters Companion is a company that Sarah Davis set up when she was at university, in her university bedroom, and now it's a huge company worldwide that do wonderful crafting things, and they're just amazing. Their customer service is brilliant, their products are brilliant, and it's just so amazing. And I got to be on the craft alongs. People they invite people to come in and craft with the experts, and then they zoom you in, and so I did one in April, and then I did one the other day. I was a little nervous the first time. I don't know why I was nervous, because I'm a broadcaster myself, but it was really strange. I suppose the fear of maybe going wrong. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So anyway, the previous time, I haven't got it's in the other room. The previous time I did a Cinderella. Oh no, it wasn't Cinderella, but it was the take on Cinderella. They couldn't call it Cinderella because of the copyright issue, but I made a nice princess card with a coach, that sort of thing. So it would make you think. Hello, Tracy. Nice to see you. So the other day, so the first time I did it, and I did the Cinderella coach, and that was lovely. And then they said they would love to have me back, which I thought was a nice compliment. And so I was given the opportunity. I was given the list of the May craft alongs, and I put myself down as a possible 2 different ones. And I got the one that I wasn't quite so keen on. It didn't matter. I mean, it was fine. The one I wanted was because I had actually got the right dies to do it. Hello. There we are. Richard's Richard, I can see your name now, and Tracy's there saying hello. I don't know if you're saying hello to each other or hello to everybody. I will show you my box of crafty goodies in a minute, but I haven't quite got there yet. So, so the other day, it was the border day. If you're going to craft along, you are expected to have the equipment, but you don't have to have all the right equipment. For example, you might not have the right papers, but you can use a different paper. Got to share a post with you about an event. Could you possibly share it, please? Absolutely, Tracy. If you tell me what it is, but I'll hang on. I'll just do this, and then we'll talk about it in a minute, Tracy, and then I'll find. Is there a link to a page where we can? Oh, hang on. Is that you sending me a message? If that's you sending me a message, I'll see if I can see it over on the other screen. Anyway, so this time it was a craft along with border dies, and border dies, they were something like this. This is lace, but there were die cuts that were like this, where you could thread lace through. But in the one that Debbie did, she had them going down here. It doesn't matter. I had different papers and all that, but it really didn't matter. I still haven't got the one that I ordered it, but it didn't come in time. So I had to get ingenious, and I had to find something that worked, and I did it with this, and she thought it was quite a good idea that I'd done it that way, so it didn't matter. Right, Tracy got to show Ride Cancer Shop and Lake Charity Shop yesterday. You bought up 8 items. Yes, you bought up. Oh, you've bought up 8 items between the different shops. Excellent. I expect Tracy might have an event. It will be a charity event, won't it? Is that you, Tracy? Are you trying to tell me? Let me see if I can change my profile up there, and then I'll be able to see what it is. Anyway, this is what I made in the craft along. It's an exploding box, and it's not too bad, right? So that when you do that, whoops, it's a bit hard to hold it up and show you. So the box explodes down like that. I never got the handle on this one. In fact, I didn't finish in the time, but I finished afterwards, and there we go. And then this is a box that you can put that's not an exploding one. You can put a present in there for somebody and do it up nicely. And I very much enjoyed doing that. But what's even nicer, I mean, it was nice. I had some lovely, lovely compliments from people when I told my story about having been ill and all that. And I got some really nice comments, and Heather's joined us. You know, she went and found my YouTube channel, because that's right, because Ben said, why are you called the Go Live Granny? Because I use my Go Live Granny title on the when I'm watching in there. Hang on, whoops, just gonna, whoa, sorry, I've got my mouse doesn't, oh, there we go. Just change it. So let's have a look, I think, because that's probably Tracy giving me the message. Let's see. So Richard's bought some books, maps, and a Jack Russell mug and coaster. Excellent. That's good. Yes, it is Tracy sending me the information. So yes, so I did the craft along. But what's so nice, if you do the craft along, they give you £50 voucher to spend. So I have such a crafty addiction, so that I had £50 in April to spend, and I had £50 to spend the other day, which I spent very quickly, as you can imagine. Anyway, so when I spend with Crafters Companion, I try to make my money go as far as it possibly can. And so one of the boxes came today, so I do have this I've become a very savvy shopper. Okay, so I'm going to get the box out from underneath, but first of all I'm going to just see what Tracy's event is that she's trying to tell me about, so that she wants me to, oh, Angel Radio Isle of Wight. Whoops, hang on, what's this? Angel Radio. Oh, do you know, I can't read it from there. Put a little bit of blurb in there. I have to take my glasses off. I have to get nearer the screen because it's a bit small. What is it? Pop? I can't read it. I can't read it from there. Sorry, let's see if I can enlarge the screen. Oh. Let's see, I think I've enlarged it. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's made it go smaller. It's supposed to enlarge it, and it's made it go, oh, hang on. No, Tracy, you'll have to tell me on here, because I can't see. I will share it, but I can't share it while I'm on broadcast if I can't see what it actually says. All right, now I've made this, it's gone all over the place, the screen, so I won't fiddle about with that. So anyway, yes, so with Crafters Companion, they sell such wonderful things, but I have to be careful with what I'm spending. But when you get £50, for a craft along, I always get way more stuff for, that, and for, I don't think this was what I spent my craft along money on. No, it wasn't. This was before that. But this box that I've got here just came today, and I'm going to tell you, I've written down the value of the stuff because I just was so amazed. So here's the here's what I you know, the inventory, whatever, the packing note. And so this no, that's not the first thing. The first thing on the list is the Crafter's Companion Inspiration. Right now, this is Sarah, who created the company. She doesn't have any adverts in her magazines. They're packed full. Right. Richard's saying this is turning into Andrew's Blackpool trip. Oh, I didn't see what happened on Andrew. Oh, is anybody tag Andrew in, or is he away? Because he wouldn't know where. So I know that Andrew's been on a trip to Blackpool, and what Richard is saying, look, it's turning into Andrew's Blackpool trip, Alice in Wonderland ride, with things getting bigger and smaller, just like Alice. Right, okay. And anybody who doesn't know, I'm a big fan of Alice in Wonderland, as my dad was before me. Right, here we are. Tracy's telling us now. Angel Radio Isle of Wight sounds of the 60s night. Ooh, charity night to raise funds for Angel Radio Isle of Wight, East Cowes Town Hall. Saturday the 22nd of July, 6 till 11, raising funds to help Angel Radio stay on air. Oh, yes. Let's see if we can sort of sell all those tickets for them. Tickets £5 each, which can be bought from Age UK East Cowes, which is where Tracy works, and that's her connection there. So that would be really good. So it's a charity night. I'd love to go, but it's just about getting back in the evening. Let's see if somebody will go, and I might be able to get a lift there. That would be good, wouldn't it? Right, okay, that's the commercial break. We will keep commenting on that because obviously we like to share out all these things. Thank you, Tracy and Richard, for tagging Andrew. Thank you, Richard and Tracy, for tagging Andrew. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. So this is the Crafty Inspiration magazine that Sarah does. So there's no adverts in here. But I buy this. Now, they had a collection called the Bohemian Collection, and I couldn't afford the collection because some of the collections are big. They're worth the money, but I can't afford, to buy at the top when they're, coming out as a new collection. I mean, they still give good value, but some of the bundles are, considered purchases is what they call. But I spotted that the magazine that was $11.99, which some people might say is not for magazine. No, it's not. I buy several craft magazines that are around that price because they always come with extra goodies in them that are worth much more than the magazine. So in this one, you get the magazine, but also in the box, which I haven't opened yet because I've been too busy making my grandchildren's birthday cards, which I will put a picture up when they've received the cards. I'll put a picture up because I don't want to spoil it in case anybody sees it beforehand. So this is part. It's not. None of these were actually in the Bohemian collection that they were selling there. So anybody who wanted to buy the magazine, who might think, well, I'm not going to buy it because I've already got some of those things. They didn't do it like that. They had the collection separate, and then they had some similar things in the magazine. And I just thought it would give me a taster of that. Heather's saying yes, well done, Heather. She's saying she loves the inspiration boxes. They're jam-packed with inspiration and goodies. And you can download and print the papers forever. Well, this one has actually got some wonderful papers in the middle. And, these, I mean, $11.99, we would pay more than $11.99 for these free goodies in, without the magazine and without all the tip, 91 elements to get you crafting. Oh, yeah, without all the ideas. It's actually an ideas box, a book. So this is an embossing folder, and I do love embossing. There's two sorts of embossing. There's the embossing where this is a folder that you put your card in between it and put it in the machine, and it embosses, so it raises up, well, embosses or debosses, so it might raise the pattern up or push it down the other way, depending on which way you put the thing up. I embossed. Oh, here we are. Look, I can show you. I meant to emboss this number 6. The grandchildren were 16, and I meant to emboss, and I debossed instead. So the bumps are coming up on that side. So I just thought it doesn't matter. I can use that for another time. But the particular project I wanted to do, I wanted to emboss, not deboss. So so that will be a lovely bohemian look, feathers and all sorts of things on there. And then in here are some metal dies that go through the machine, and that will make a dream catcher. Okay, and this is a 5-piece stamp, so it's got some lovely bits and pieces on the stamp there, and so that would have cost me more than $11.99. Buying things like that. And then the magazine is absolutely jam-packed with lots of the designers do all the, you know, they do different projects, so they give the designers the task of making cards with the equipment. And then in the middle, look, I've got some beautiful craft papers, and there's toppers that you can cut out and put on your cards as well. So, you know, anybody who wants to get into crafting, if you're not already in, do let me know, because I have got a link. As I say, I've got an affiliate link to link you in, and it does help me with the costs of this channel. Let's have a look. So Richard's saying £125 raised on Sunday, by the way. Oh, yes, Richard is on the island this week because he came to Walk the White. Walk the White is a major charity event on the island. Our hospice is fantastic, but it has to raise so much money to keep going every year. And Walk the White was set up years ago, and people come, you know, like Richard, come from the mainland to join in, and they have all sorts of different walks going on. They have long walks, they have school walks, they have flat walks, and all different things. Hello, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So Richard and his brother raised £125 for the hospice. That's brilliant. That's amazing. You know, in this community, we have raised, I mean, obviously you did that, not part of the Go Live Granny community, but you know, as a community, we have raised a lot of money, and I want to be doing a lot more. I will be doing more charity work, and we'll be raising more funds through my crafting. And it might be that that some people might be able to donate some card or something, you know, just to help out with that. But we'll talk more about that at another stage. So anyway, Elizabeth saying it's good to see me. I just got some mojo back, Elizabeth. So it's spasmodic. You know, I am feeling more chipper today than I've felt for the last fortnight. And so I thought, while I've got some mojo, let's get on and do a live stream. So Susan's just checked her calendar, and so far no meeting or training arranged for the 24th or 25th July. So just let you know whatever is arranged and see what you can do. Likely the afternoon will be better for me. So that's just to say, anybody who's come late into the broadcast, so somebody's coming, their Facebook user, hi Lynn, and I don't know who that is. Please identify yourself if you can. And Elizabeth's saying don't do too much. I'm trying. Whoops, hang on. I'm trying not to. Oh, how weird. Elizabeth's comment. Well, yes, there we are. Elizabeth's comment came up then. So I'm trying. I'm not doing too much. I'm being very careful, Elizabeth. 24th and 25th of July, for anybody who's wondering about that, who came late into the broadcast. Hazel, one of our community who's watching the broadcast, is coming to the UK and will be on the Isle of Wight on the 24th and 25th. So that would be wonderful. Thank you. Oh, it's you, Astrid. It's Astrid. Hello, Astrid. Nice to see you in. Right, so let's crack on with what else is in the box, because this was supposed to be about unboxing, but you know me, I go off on a tangent all the time, and I've lost my bit of paper now that told me how much these things were. So where did I put the bit of paper? Right. This was, so the rest of the stuff, no, this pack of, is this a spring pack? This pack of pens, these are tri-blend markers, and I was going to look up and see how much they were, and I forgot to do it. But this was a free gift in my box. On the day I placed this order, anybody who spent £20 or more got a free gift, and that was my free gift. And I'm always getting free gifts, and I really do. Oh, Richard's going to be able to make the 24th and 25th. Excellent, Richard. So that was a free gift for spending £20, right? And then the rest of this, all the rest that's coming out now, I paid £24 for this whole lot. So it was what they call a mystery bag. They say it's a mystery bag, and then they tell you what's in it, which is good, because I've had so many mystery bags now. So because I've been, I don't know where that piece of paper's gone. Because I've been shopping with them for so long, I've got so much stuff, and I don't buy the mystery bags unless I've got an idea of what's in it. Oh, I don't know where that piece of paper went. Never mind. So in one of the goodies that I had, and I have been using it today, is a pack of cards. So bearing in mind, all this stuff I'm going to show you now would have cost me, hello Andrew, would have cost me it cost me £24. All right. So blue shiny card, blue satin shiny card, and silver card. So that's one of the packs, and I was using it for one of my granddaughter's cards today. And then this, I like this because my middle name is Joy, and one of my grandchildren has a version of Joy as part of her name, and actually it will make a nice Christmas decoration. So that's it's a lovely die that will cut out the letters Joy. So that's nice. Let's put that up there. And then this one, I think of one of the it's not this one. No, there's another one that came in a different bundle, but this one says, Lord, give me coffee to change the things that I can, and wine to accept the things that I can't. And these, you can make little wall hangings or little coasters or things with those. And I think these are a lot of fun. I want to be doing a lot of these. I think these will raise a lot of fun for charity. And then there was a gnome set. And there's the little boy gnome. And the presenters on Crafter's Companion give them names. I can't remember what they called him. The girl was called Svetlana, but I don't know whether they wanted to change the names. They decided, I think, something I heard. So anyway, look, there is Andrew. And Andrew, you got mentioned just now because I was trying to do something on the screen up there, and I had to enlarge it, and Richard said something about you and Alice are getting bigger and smaller. I haven't watched your story yet, so I don't know. But Andrew, let me. He says these look great because Andrew likes craft, don't you, Andrew? So so there's the garden gnomes. So this, don't forget, this whole box was £24. Well, the paper would have been quite a big chunk of that, and then. You know, we've probably passed £24 now already, and there's still a lot of stuff in the box. It is you again. Your papers and stuff are nice and beautiful. Thank you. This one is lovely. This one is Pretty Petals, and I don't know if you can see. It's a die. It's a die. It's a die, a metal die, and when you cut it out, look, it's going to have all those lovely. It's going to be like this side. It's going to be like that. I can make lots of stuff. I certainly can. I have so much in my craft room. And then this one, what is this one? Radiant Roses. This is a paper craft die, and I think this does paper piecing. I haven't done any paper piecing. I'm not sure if it is. Paper piecing dies is where you cut out lots of the bits, and then you put different color. You cut them out in different colors, and then you put different colors back in where the bits came out. I didn't explain that very well. The gnomes would be great, made as a paper doll for kids to play with, or made black and white for kids to. Absolutely, Andrew. Yes, absolutely. Did you enjoy your trip? Are you back from Blackpool now? So that was that. And then this one will come in for Christmas. This is a cut and emboss folder. So not only does it emboss, raise the shape, but it also cuts. It cuts part of the scene out. And this is a Christmas one. So this is Christmas Eve. There we are. Santa flying over the rooftops. And then there's a lovely little one. I've got this one. Ailey. Oh, is that Ailey coming in? Oh, nice. Or are you tagging that, Ailey? This one says celebrate. I've got this one already. So this one will go in the bag that goes to my grandchildren, because my grandchildren love craft. I've introduced them to crafting and they love it. Now, the other day, some of you might have seen they brought out a new machine, and I had to justify it to myself. I don't have to justify it to myself because I'm in charge of what I do, but I did justify it to myself because the new machine is fantastic, and it's sitting here at the side of me. And because they put it on a plan where you could buy it over 4 months, I knew I could afford it if I split the payments, and they don't charge you any more for doing that. And because my grandchildren don't have an electric machine, I decided what a wonderful gift it would be, wouldn't it, to give them the old machine. So Heather's got the Gemini 2 as well. It is amazing. I didn't, when I first heard about the Gemini 2, it does the same thing as the Gemini, the previous one, but it's got flaps that come down that have got open up, and you can put your pokey tools. This is a pokey tool, by the way. What's a pokey tool? When you have to poke all the bits of paper out of the dies and things. Your pens or anything can go in there. There's slots on the top to put pens and bits and pieces. There's a media stand where you can put your tablet. Can you see? Oh, I could show you. I don't know if I can show you the machine. Let me see. Hang on. I'll tell you what. I'll show you in a minute. Let me show you what's in the box, and then I'll show you the machine. See if I can show you the machine. So celebrate. That will go in my grandchildren's box. All the duplicates I give to my grandchildren. And I get duplicates because if I buy a goodie bag, I might have something in there that I've already got. Now, this one is a speech bubble. I love this idea. It's a metal die. It's a speech bubble. Now, it goes with the reveal wheel, but I don't have the reveal wheel. I've got something similar I got from another company. I won as a prize from another company. But I think it might work with that. But I think it would work on its own as a speech bubble. I think that's quite fun. So that's another one. Then I have some weddings possibly in my family coming up. So this one is, what is this one? It's Happily Ever After. It's stamps and dies. So you get the bride and groom, and you get as a stamp and as a die. There we go. So that's lovely. And then I also got in here a good luck. So this is a die, a metal die, and it goes on a card. I get a gatefold card where you can put it down the middle of the card. I'm not explaining very well. I'm a bit tired. Never mind. And the last item is Winter Holiday and some more of these pens. So I think you will agree that all that stuff would have cost me a lot more than £24. Now, one of the things that I have found out is I told you about the top cashback that you can see at the bottom there. On this particular order, I didn't earn any cashback because the deal was so good on this already. But if I go to Crafters Companion website through the top cashback site, on some of my orders, I earn extra on the top. I'm already on the top level of commission. I'm a platinum member, and we get extra deals sometimes. Like, I missed one because yesterday I bought some things, and today I got an email saying if you spend £50 by tomorrow night, you can have £10 off your £50. Now, I can't afford to pay £50 tomorrow, but if something comes up on a very good deal tomorrow, I can split a payment over four. Yes, they split it over, I think, over 2 months. And if I wanted to spend 50, but I don't know, I'm not going to buy things for the sake of buying them. It depends what comes up. If they are going to do that, I could split the payment. I could manage, so £50 take off. So if you take off 10, yes, it's 10 off £50, so it would be £40. So split that, that would be £10. I could afford £10 tomorrow, but I couldn't afford 40 off the 50. So that works. You see, that's how I become a savvy shopper. I look at the deals and see, can I afford it? Should I be having it? Probably not. No, yeah, no, I do. I've had some really, really good deals. I've even got a good deal on on the top cashback. So anybody who's not on top cashback, you really need to look at that. And even those of you abroad, I know that the top cashback is going into other countries soon, but I couldn't believe it when my son signed me up for top cashback, and I got cashback on things I was buying anyway. And one of the companies that's on top cashback is Crafter's Companion. Can you believe it? So some of as I say, that goodie bag, the cashback was declined, but I expected it would be because I'd already got everything I could get, so much discount on it. But on other orders, even if it's 50p or a pound, it all adds up. And my Morrison's shopping, I've just got a £20 voucher from Morrison's because I didn't realise, but I'd done some significant shopping, not significant, but I'd qualified for a £20 voucher off a £50 shop. But again, that has to be done by the 21st. What a good job pension day is Friday, because then I can do it and I can get that. But on top of that, I can convert my top cashback cash coming in to Morrison's vouchers or to Sainsbury's vouchers or to whatever it is. And when I do that, it makes it bigger. I get more. So it gives me another 4% if it's Morrison's. I'm playing the system. I'm playing the savvy shopper system and looking at all of the things. And it's obviously the way they want you to to get Well, I play the system because why not? I have earned since it was about Shrove Tuesday when I joined. And I have qualified for £67 cashback. It's not all gone through yet. I've had over £30. I've had 30-something pounds, and actually cash in my bank. But then my son said, "Hey, you can convert it to shopping vouchers. You'll get more for your, more bang for your buck." So that's what I'm investigating. And when some of you will have heard me say I play the supermarket game. I look to see who's going to give me the best deal. Hello, Yvonne. Nice to see you. Yvonne, you'll have to watch the replay because I have just been showing my box of crafty goodies. But also, Yvonne, we have. Let's go back. We have Heather in the house. Heather Springer. Look, Yvonne, this is Heather. Heather is a crafty companion contact. She saw my broadcast the other day and has decided to come and see what it's all about. So Yvonne is one of my crafty community who actually lives on the Isle of Wight where I am. Right. Well, Andrew says I should check out Holly vlogs on YouTube. She's known as Coupon Queen and is on this morning most Fridays with deals and show deals via YouTube vlogs. Oh, I'll have to check her out, Andrew. I will, because you know me, I like a bargain. But anyway, if anybody wants to, anybody who's already with Crafter's Companion, and if you, I know it's UK based mainly at the moment, but the top cashback link, do let me, give you a link if you haven't already done it, because you will get a benefit and I will get a benefit as well. And you know, let's share out the love, shall we? So if you do, you know, if you want that link, you can sign up there. There's my link. All right. That's my link to cashback. And then basically what you have to do is you have to go and do your orders via the top cashback site. You go in there and then it takes you to wherever you want to shop. So it might be, you know, I've moved from supermarket to supermarket to find the best deals. And so you know, as I say, Morrison's, I've got a £20 voucher as long as I spend it by the 21st. But I've also got some cash waiting to be converted, that I can get as more to go with the Morrison vouchers. So this week's shopping is not going to cost me very much. So there we go. Right, so you want to see the machine. Right, I have to move some. I've got some stuff on top of them because my craft room is still being sorted and I've got more crafty goodies. Whoops, more crafty goodies than I should have in my room. Let's see if I can show you. Right, okay. I'm not going to, let's see. Oops, can you see it? Yes, you can. Right. So this is my Gemini 2. This flaps down. Your plates slide in there with your dies in or your embossing folders. There's another flap like this on the other side, but I'm not going to turn the machine now because I'm holding the camera up with one hand and I don't want to drop the camera and all that. So so in here, this flaps up. I don't do this like the experts do, but never mind. So in here, you know, you can put your bits and pieces, any bits and pieces that you want in there. I find that very useful. There's also a place here. I think I've got some bits and pieces in here and in there. I've dropped a little die in that bit there, and I'm going to have to get something. My pokey tool will probably poke that out. Then here is the media stand. Look, there's my tablet. Look, and it's amazing. And also, there are 3 USB points on the back, so I can charge my tablet and my phone. Means I haven't got wires trailing from over there all the way down here. It's just me. When I saw it, I thought, well, yes, I don't really need a media stand and I don't really need all this. I was trying to justify not having the new machine. And then I thought, you know what? I don't have to justify it. You know, I'm the only person who has any control over what I spend, and I don't go because of the pandemic. I haven't been out going in coffee shops. I haven't bought any new clothes for years. You know, I just thought, do you know what? Because they split the cost over 4 months, I knew I could do it. And not only that, but what was I going to say? Yeah, so they split the cost, and then they also gave you membership of the Gemini 2 Club, which later in the year is going to cost me £50. So there we are. I've saved another £50. That's my logic. Anyway, and also what's brilliant about this machine, it's got glide feet. There is a turntable that you can screw onto the bottom so that when you put this in, you see, look, I've got something behind here. So I can just swizzle this round and catch the plates. Well, I don't need to catch the plates because there's another drop down bit on the other side there. And, you know, I didn't realise that was another storage bit down there. I haven't popped anything into there. Oh, that's new. And yes, it's brilliant. So there you are. Those of you who wanted to see the machine, you've seen the machine. So it's got glide feet, so it's easy to manoeuvre. So I am very pleased. And now I will start making some crafty bits for charity. And I might suggest that sometimes along the way, if anybody wants to help, then you might donate some card or whatever if you want to be part of. So those of you who are new to the channel, the Go Live Granny community, I used to do loads and loads of knitting, but I sort of still do knitting, and I need to get back into some of the knitting. But my main thing now is crafting, and but with the knitting, we did loads and loads of charity work for charities here on the island. Heather's saying She loves not having to catch the plates. So you could see that I got a flap on this side and a flap on that side, and it's brilliant because on the other machine you push the plates in. As they came out the other side, you had to catch them or they'd fall on the floor. But they don't on this because it's been so well thought out. They can't make the previous machine any better than it was, they said, because already it had the best pressure and whatever. But I have to say, I know that this is going to work. I'm going to work its little socks off, making lots of things for charity now. And the idea is for the charity stuff is that it's going to work in different ways, like it did before. When we did the knitting, sometimes we would knit for a specific project, like these smoothie hats for Age UK. Then we actually made the hats that they wanted and sent them to them. Other times we would make things. We'd have different themes, wouldn't we, through the weeks, and then at the end of that, at Isle of Wool, Helen at Isle of Wool, she would let us sell stuff in there, and we raised loads of money, and I'm very grateful to Helen for that. That's not happening now, but that doesn't matter. I mean, she's allowed us to make a huge contribution to so many charities here on the Isle of Wight. So I am really, really grateful. But now with the cards, I was thinking there's a charity called Embracing Age, and they support people of my sort of generation and more, who are in care homes, who don't have family. So if you don't have family, you wouldn't receive birthday cards, would you, or anything like that? So they want cards for sending out like that. They want gifts as well, Christmas. So some of the knitting, we might do some knitting for that as well, so that they've got stuff to give them at Christmas time and Christmas cards. So those cards, I will actually make the cards and give to them. On the other hand, there's sometimes I might be selling cards, or if somebody else sells the cards for a charity, then we can do it that way. I've got today, I fished out I've got a lovely big high heel shoe that cuts as a greetings card, and it's beautiful, and I want to make some cards with that, and I've got some little shoes in some of the other die sets, and I'm going to make, I've got one more grandchild's birthday. So I've got to make a card now that's got to be posted before the weekend, and then it's onto the charity stuff. And I had a brain fog there. Peter May is a chap who lives on the Isle of Wight, and he has been. Oh, hello, Sean. Did Sean come in there? I didn't see, but anyway, hello, Sean. So Peter May has been raising money for the WOW charity here on the island, and the WOW charity supports women who've been in abusive relationships, and he goes around the island in high heels. Sorry, I just saw Yvonne's comment. Yvonne's saying, lovely new machine, Lynn, and your room is looking great. That bit, yes, there's still stuff to sort, but it's taking a while, but I'm getting there. And I've got a lovely big craft table now, which I started to tell you about and then forgot because I thought that's what I do. So Peter May has been walking around the island. He's been on treadmills in various places. Last on Bank Holiday Monday, he was at Care in the Garden, and I would love to have gone there, but I didn't feel up to it. And also Care in the Garden, there's a little bit where I get off the bus, and there's a little bit of road that has no pavement, and going to the garden centre, it's okay because I'm facing the traffic, but coming out, I wouldn't be facing the traffic, so it's a bit dodgy. I have one day I went there, and so I could, I got there, and then I thought, right, when I come away, I'll wait and see if somebody. It's only a tiny bit, but it's enough to get knocked down and finish my day squished into the road, which I don't want to do. So one day I went to the garden centre, and then there was a customer who was just leaving the garden centre. So I said, do you mind, which way are you going? Are you going left or are you going right? And she said, oh, I'm going right. I said, oh, well, don't worry then, I'll find somebody else, because I needed to go left to the bus stop, and what I needed to do was not get knocked down because the traffic was coming from behind, and it comes round a bend, and they're sometimes coming very fast. So I what did I do? Oh yes, so I said, oh well, don't worry then, it doesn't matter, I'll find somebody else. And she said, well, what do you want to do? I said, I need to get the bus back to Ryde. She said, no, I said, I need to get the bus. She said, where are you going? I said, to Ryde. She said, oh, I'll take you. This is how it is on the Isle of Wight. We have some amazing people. And she went out of her way because she wasn't going via Ryde. I think she was going to Sandown. And anybody who knows Care in the Garden and where Ryde is, you'll know that Ryde isn't on the way to Sandown unless you're going on a very scenic route. Anyway, lovely lady, she gave me a lift there. Another time, Kath and John gave me I got there, and then they came and picked me and my plants up and brought me home. That was amazing. But Care in the Garden is a wonderful place here on the island. It was set up. It's a garden centre, and they do all sorts of other bits and pieces, and they got they're making a lot of lovely wooden garden furniture, and I've got a planter in my garden that I bought there last year, and what they do is they help people with learning difficulties to have a job. So a lot of people with learning difficulties are being taught how to grow the plants, how to make this wonderful furniture. And I like supporting them because of what they do and the way they do it. But then Care in the Garden supported Peter May and let him raise funds in the garden, in the garden centre for the WOW charity. But the idea of the high heels is because it's like walking in their shoes, these poor women who've been abused. Now there is a link to my craft along, because the first craft along I did, I was supposed to be doing it with Michelle, who's one of the demonstrators at Crafters Companion, and it turned out that she wasn't well on the day, but she was doing a fundraiser. She was doing a big raffle in order to raise money for women who had been abused, not here on the island, but the national charity. And it obviously turns out that she has been obviously a victim in the past. So, I spoke to her about this, and I said, oh, it really sort of, it makes me feel more of a connection. It was a shame that I didn't do the craft along with her. The second one I did with Debbie, and I'm looking for, they want me back again. So that can't be bad, can it? Because am I going to say no if they're going to let me do some lovely crafting in front of all you lovely craft people and then reward me with a £50 voucher at the end of it? What's not to love? And that £50 voucher that I got the other day, I spent £30 the day that I got it because I'm afraid I can't leave it sitting there. I found some bargains. But I saved £20 of it because there was a new, what was it coming out? Oh, it was the new template library was coming out, and I knew that it was £20. So I saved £20. So my new template library package hasn't cost me anything. So that's good. Tracy's saying, what's Tracy saying? Care in the Garden, fill up all the planters in East Cowes in the town. I love it when I'm at work and they are doing the plants. Oh, that's lovely, Tracy. I didn't know that. It would be lovely to if I knew when they were doing it, to go down and maybe do some live streaming if I felt up to it. So that would be marvellous. And Heather is saying she can't wait to see me do a craft along again. You are such a joy. That's so kind of you, Heather. I found, Crafters Companion has been like a lifeline to me. I know that through pandemic, a lot of you, my community here, a lot of you said that I helped you get through pandemic. But it's a two-way thing. I might be helping and broadcasting, but I get so much back out of it myself. It's just a really two-way thing. I actually, Heather, for Heather's benefit and anybody else new here, I didn't set out just to sit at home and do broadcasts like this. I started the channel. My son taught me how to live stream so that I could show off the beautiful Isle of Wight when the marketing company for the island didn't believe in YouTube. And so So I used to be out live streaming the carnivals and the classic car show, and unfortunately we've just lost the guy who um, set up the classic car show, but apparently the classic car show is still going ahead in September in his memory, so lots of people are um, going to help to make that happen again this year. So that's just amazing. So it was very sad to see that he'd passed. He doesn't live on the island, but he's done the classic car show for so many years, and it's brought so much business and tourism, down to our island. And I have recorded several of the classic car shows. I didn't know anything about cars. I'd walk round and say, well, I don't know what this car is, but it says this on the front. So I did it in my own inimitable style. So that's how I came to be the Go Live Granny. Somebody nicknamed me the Go Live Granny. It does what it says on the tin. I'm a granny and I go live. But I use that title on my YouTube channel, and when I'm chatting in the Crafters Companion group, when I'm watching a broadcast, I have the Go Live Granny bit. It comes up there, and so Ben, that's the other day, asked me. He said, "Why are you called the Go Live Granny?" So I told the story, but I also told how much of a lifeline they gave me when I was recovering from pneumonia. Because they do 3 broadcasts a day. They do 11 till 1, 2 till 4, and 6 till 8 most times. Sometimes they'll vary that a bit. And it was amazing because it was, I live on my own, and of course while I was living on my own and in recovery, it wasn't so much. I don't mind living on my own. I'm happy to live on my own, but it was like somebody in the room. And even if I'm not watching the broadcast and I'm still listening. It's just like any of us chatting away like this, and the fun. And Heather will agree with me on this. They are so funny. They're like entertainers. So you have one person on one side of the studio who tells you all the, because it's a shopping channel after all, and so they're obviously trying to sell to us, but they do it in a great way, and they give us bargains, and they encourage us to, once you get to platinum level, you get 20% discount on anything, and you get extra goodies given to you. Whoops, hang on. Susan says she watched a half craft along when she got home from work that evening and agree it was great to watch. It really is. And Heather's saying, oh my word, we laugh all the time till we cry. We do. Were you watching today, Heather? When Sheena's a presenter, she's one of the crafters, the expert crafters, who's come back. She used to be at Crafters Companion before ever I belonged. I joined, and she's come back, and she's a colorist. Now, one of the things I'm not good at is coloring, but I am going to watch all the videos. I've got lots of the different pens. I've got so many pens given to me free. These ones that I got I got some in one set in the goodie bag and one set free because I spent £20. So I want to learn. There are so many tutorials. They do tutorials on all their equipment, and it stays on YouTube forever unless anything ever happens to YouTube. But we do have fun. Heather saying, look, my word, we laugh all the time until we cry. And then sometimes they make bloopers. Something happens, like poor Michelle, the one I was supposed to do the craft along with. She was she was doing she was doing some colouring and inking, and she's got a thing of water at the side, and she knocked it all over her project. She said it was just like a tsunami. So they have a reel of all the bloopers. So we even laugh at the bloopers. We laugh when it happens, and we laugh again at the bloopers. And then Ben, who's one of the he doesn't craft. He's on the other side, presenting the goodies. and he's very good. He's been in it. He's been an entertainer. He's been in holiday camps and things like that. And he's got a ukulele, and he does songs. And he did a crafting song the other day, recently. We craft everywhere, and you were supposed to message him and tell him where you live, and I didn't get in on time, so there's no mention of the Isle of Wight in this song. But we craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere, and then it mentions as many. Does it mention Ohio, Heather? I can't remember if it does. I bet it does. And on the screen, you see they've done the graphics of a little car going all over the world as crafters. But he's done that. There was a a crafty song based on the can where he lists loads and loads of the products, and they're all running around the studio. It is entertainment, non-stop. No mention of to us either, though. There are some places in Ohio, though, that are mentioned. Oh, right, okay. Well, I know that the next time, if there's another chance, I'm going to get Isle of Wight mentioned. But I'm waiting now. I want Ben to come into a broadcast, so I'll split the screen and invite him in as a guest, and he said he will, because I was cheeky enough the other day. He's king of the bad dad jokes. He has so many bad jokes, doesn't he, Heather? He's such fun. There's such fun. He always wears wonderful shirts and things like that. But he's the king of the bad jokes. So he had all these bad jokes. So they made it into Ben's bad joke book. And I think if you spent £10 on that day, you would get one free. But I wasn't spending anything that day. I don't spend every day because I can't, and I only spend at £20. I don't spend less than £20, because if I spend less than £20, I have to pay postage, and I don't like paying postage. So I won't. They used to give us free postage at platinum level, but obviously things have gone up in costs, and I didn't expect it to last forever. So now I will, if it's going to be, if I won't buy something that's less than 20, but on that day I wasn't buying anything, and so I didn't get the joke book. But I was cheeky enough to ask him. He's got some left, and I was cheeky enough to ask him if I could have, because I was on the craft along. I said, "Oh, I want one of your joke books." So apparently he's put one in the post to me. But I reckon that he should come on my broadcast and tell some of the jokes and have a chat. So that would be nice. So if anybody else wants to join me in a broadcast, I can bring any of you in as guests. So let me know if you'd like to do that, because it would be nice again. Hopefully I will get to doing more broadcasts more regularly. So I don't think I finished telling Heather and anybody else knew that obviously when I started out, I was doing things around the Isle of Wight. Then the pandemic came, and I couldn't go out and do things because there was nothing to go out to do except to go for a walk. But my community still wanted me to broadcast. So I thought, well, what can I do? So I read stories, didn't I? I read stories to you. And then I just got on and chatted about my knitting and my crafting. And then I converted my garden, which was a horrible patch of grass, into a container garden. I live in a flat that sits on 2 garages, and I'm on an estate, one of these modern estates where we don't have fences around our front gardens. So I only have a front garden. I don't have a back garden. And my front garden butts straight up to the pavement, or the sidewalk, I think you would call it, but the pavement. So there's nothing between what was my patch of grass and the pavement. And I hated cutting my grass. It was such a chore, and it was horrible, scratchy grass. And so I just decided in pandemic, why didn't I do some gardening? So that's when I got some of my stuff from Care in the Garden. And so what's that would be, wait a minute, let's say, Heather's saying that would be amazing to have Ben in. Yes, he has some really bad, he has some terrible jokes, but we all laugh and we all keep coming back for more, don't we, Heather? So anyway, Tracy's saying postage has definitely gone up. You sent a card the other day and the stamp costs more than the card itself. It's ridiculous. Well, my twin granddaughters, as you know, it's their 16th birthday tomorrow, and I posted their cards today. They probably won't get there because first class doesn't seem to be first class anymore. But I didn't get it done earlier in the week. I was having a crisis and, you know, not feeling up to making the cards. I made the cards. I got on the bus at 25 to 4, 25 to 5, and I was at the post office at 10 to 5 posting their cards. But I decided I wasn't going to put them in one envelope because that's not fair. When you're twins, you don't want it bunched up like that. You know, although I thought, oh, it might save me money. Anyway, I made their card, and I didn't. I'm going to put the picture up of the cards. We do come back for more. Heather's saying, we do. We keep on coming back for more. But so I put it. I made the cards as wall hangings. I was not getting inspired. There's so many wonderful craft cards and things out there. Wow. I wanted a showstopper, you know, wow, something that would wow. And I didn't get inspired. I did make a teacup. I don't think it's still here. No, I don't know where it is. I made a teacup card yesterday that's I copied from, you know, I was inspired by another great crafter, not from Crafter's Companion. And I made this teacup that folded up and then supposed to open out, and mine didn't seem to open out very well. I wasn't inspired. I didn't think it was great. It looked great to start with, but I didn't get inspired. And don't forget, I've got 2 to make because they're twins. And so I went to bed feeling, right, okay, I might not get it done in the post today, but I would have to change my mind and do something else. But I changed my mind. I found something else to do, and it went in the post today. And as I went into the post office, I had to the post goes at about 5. Now it's about 10 to 5. The bus stops very near the post office, which is great. And so I went in there, but I had to go and buy. I wanted to put some chocolate in with the cards, and I'll give them crafty bits when I see them next, because that will be all too, you know, the Gemini machine will be too heavy to post. So because they're having the old one that's not so old after all. You know, I haven't had it that long, but they'll have it because they haven't got an electric machine. Anyway, so I thought I'd put some chocolate in their cards, and I'd got some of those cards that you put certificates in or photographs, you know, the ones with the cardboard in the back. I'd made their cards on mount board, that very, very heavy card that, again, I get from Crafter's Companion. And I made them like wall hangings. So I actually made them like, right, this is what I was trying to do. But I made them in several different layers. I don't know if I will put pictures up, but after they've got their cards. All right, so that they won't get to see them. So I had them in several layers, and then I put them on. I put all the different layers on foam pads so it stood out, and I think they'll like them. I've got another one to do because I've got a 4-year-old birthday over the weekend, so I've got another one to do tonight or tomorrow morning. So there's the number, and then you have the there's a stencil around there so the number cuts out the shape, and then the other bits you do with a stencil. And I've got all these numbers. I love big numbers like this, so I'm going to be doing that. So they had an envelope each, and there wasn't a lot of room in it, so I had to choose some chocolate that would go go in without making it too bulky. And I had considered putting their presents in their cards in together, but I thought that's a bit mean, because they'd like to receive them separately. And I thought, it might be cheaper. I don't think it was any cheaper, because I put 2 bars of Kit Kats in each one, and they got to the post office counter, and so I had to be quick buying the chocolate, because I didn't want the post to go before while I was still buying the chocolate. So I bought the chocolate quickly, and then went to the post office counter, and then I peeled the strips off the sticky bit, and it didn't stick. Now sometimes I have red liner tape in my bag. This is red liner tape, and it's what Crafters Companions sell. Other people sell it too, but we have good deals on it. I won't take it out. And it's a tape that's sticky on both sides, but very, very strong, sticky. And sometimes I have some in my bag, but I didn't seem to have any in my bag. So I said to the guy behind the counter, oh, because I didn't want to go and buy some sellotape, because I got it all here. So I said, oh, have you got some? So he sort of, I think he was a bit big. I don't know if he was begrudging or not, but I didn't think he was over enamoured that I asked for some tape. Anyway, I had some tape, stuck it down. So he was serving me. And then don't forget, I tell you, it's coming up to 5 o'clock. I think the post office must shut. The post office part probably shuts around 5. So a customer came behind with a parcel, and then another customer came. He only had 3 parcels, but the guy behind the counter was looking like, I said, don't forget, we're the customers that make you have a job. Without us, you wouldn't have a job. He was looking objectionable. It wasn't like the guy came in with a whole pile of boxes and things like that. Which, I must tell you, Heather, did you buy the boxes? Be careful where you put red liner tape, because you aren't getting it. No, you do have to be careful. It's very strong. If you put red liner tape on some crafty item, and then you put it down and you want to move it, it won't. It's there for life. That's why we have what they call wiggle. This glue is all-purpose glue, and this is the glue that gives you wiggle room, wiggle time. So if you want to put something down and you want to move it a little bit before it sticks permanently, then that's what you use. If you want a very strong a very strong tape that once it's down, it's down. I did put some of this on and I couldn't move it. You did order the boxes? You haven't gotten them? No. So Heather's saying she ordered the boxes. There was an amazing deal. I love boxes and I love box making, and they teach us how to box make on here. But they had a set of boxes. Can you remember how many boxes were in the set, Heather? And they were actually boxes that are already made up. So they had some, what shapes were they? I can't remember what shapes they were. I think there were some octagons, some triangles, and some circles, I think. And there were about 24 boxes. And they were on an amazing deal. And then it's last Wednesday, wasn't it? Because it was Sheena was demonstrating, and Sheena was doing the most amazing colouring techniques on the boxes. Circles, squares, and octagons. That's right. Yes. Oh, yes. That's right. Circles, squares, and octagons, not triangles. Octagons. Yes. So they're amazing, and I absolutely just love boxes, and the way that they teach us how to decorate these boxes. I mean, they teach us how to make boxes, but these ones were just, it would be silly not to have them. And the thing is, I was thinking, well, where am I going to put them? And then they said they actually nest inside each other. So, I mean, I won't necessarily keep them for myself. I will decorate them and use them as gift boxes for other people. But, so in the meantime, they will nest inside each other. So it isn't going to be too much more in my craft room to find space. I'll have some hooks put on the ceiling because I'm running out of space. So anyway, I just going to, there were 4 in one set. I don't know. They worked out at £1.50. Oh, I don't know in dollars, but I think it was about £1.50. They were amazing, and I thought, gosh, even for fundraising, that would be amazing. But actually, you'd make boxes. Those, if they were really well decorated, would become keepsakes. I know that was it Debbie? Was Debbie? Oh, Debbie's talked about them as was it Leanne? No, it was Leanne, I think. She'd made her niece a box like that many, many years ago. They were. I do need sky. Yvonne's saying I need skyhooks. I do. And Yvonne knows exactly what it's like. She lives in a flat very similar to me. She's upstairs. I was a masonette, I suppose they call it in her. I'm sitting on a garage. Yes, she's got. I think she's got somebody on, lower down, but she's got, like the same sort of stair straight up like I've got, and she's she's not got any space left in her place either. So Heather's saying they were an amazing deal. Absolutely. So it was just it, and what it was Leanne who was saying that they would become keepsakes when they're well decorated. They would, absolutely. She did one for her niece many years ago. I think she was it for when she was 16 and she's now in her 20s or something like that. And they can be so beautifully done. I mean, I'm trying to study the colouring, because I've never been a colourist and I've never enjoyed colouring. Hello, Ailey. I do craft for charity. Yes, Ailey, I do a lot of. I'm starting to craft now with paper craft more than with the knitting. So here's Ailey. Ailey is for just to introduce anybody new. Ailey's in Scotland and she's done a load of crafting and knitting that she sent to the Isle of Wight for charities down here, and they have been all very grateful for all those things. So that's lovely. But what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say something about the supermarkets, because I had, I've been playing the different supermarket game and getting where I get the best deal and the best cash back. Because I was going to, what's it I was going to do? Where was I going to shop the other day? I know, Sainsbury's. So going back when I started the top cashback thing, I hadn't been an online customer for Sainsbury's. And it said that you would get £12 if you were a first-time customer if you spent, I think, about £50 on the shopping. That sounded like a good deal to me, but I'd always thought that Sainsbury's were quite expensive. Anyway, I thought, well, why don't I have a look? And I had a look, and they were doing Aldi price matching, which showed me that they were not expensive like I thought they were. So because I was going to get £12, I did my minimum shop and got my £12. It's going through the system. I think, I don't know if I've had it or whether it's still going through the system. Anyway, I had a voucher the other day for £50 for Sainsbury's, and so this was a gift that I'd got, and I was going to do an online shop, but I could only find a £4 slot for online shop. Now, you know me, folks, I don't like paying £4 to have my shopping delivered. So I thought, well, I'll do a click and collect and see. Well, I'll talk to my brother who lives in Newport and see if I can liaise with him. This voucher had a long life on it, okay, so it wasn't like I had to do it quickly. So I thought, well, I'll liaise with him and I can do a click and collect and he can pick it up and bring it when he's coming over. But we hadn't yet got to that stage. When I looked again at their site, they have some saver slots, and I paid £1 delivery. Didn't mind £1, so I paid £1 delivery, but they can't guarantee it's going to be somewhere in a 4-hour slot. Well, since I don't go out very much, it really didn't matter, did it, to do £1 in a 4-hour slot. So I did that, so I got my shopping there. Don't forget, I had done. I've recently done Morrison's. I've recently done Asda. I've played the system over several weeks, and I open all the tabs on my computer, and I start putting stuff in my shopping basket to see which supermarket's going to give me the best value each time. But you see, I'm retired. I don't have time. Well, I'm too busy watching Crafter's Companion, but sometimes I'm doing it while I'm watching. So anyway, I had an Iceland shop. That's right. So Iceland give you free slots, but I may or may not be shopping with Iceland again. They have something. They don't have the range of stuff, but they do have some of the essentials. And if I want, and I don't think you don't have to do the same amount. You don't have to do 40 or 50. I think it's a 35 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I've had free delivery from Iceland. Well, I had a delivery recently, and I ordered. What did I order? I ordered some apple. No, not apples from them. Apples were from Asda, and then. Something came. Oh, peppers, and there was a good deal on peppers. So if you bought 3 packs of peppers, it was a good deal. I debated whether I wanted 3 packs or not, but I thought, oh yes, I'll make this work. Well, the pack came. They came, and one of them, my finger went straight through the pepper. It's very squishy. One of the peppers, and the others in that pack looked dodgy, and in the second pack they looked dodgy. Well, don't forget, I haven't been well, and I didn't jump to telling them straight away. I told them still within the date on the packaging, when it was Best Buy. So I'd still within the Best Buy time. And I'd had an issue with them and bananas earlier in the year, and they wanted me to jump through so many hoops. They wanted me to photograph the packaging. They wanted me to look at this thing by the barcode and this thing over here, things that weren't actually on the packaging. And I gave up. I gave up the will to live in the end. So I lost out on my bananas, So anyway, they started being awkward, and they said, "Oh well, you're outside the 72 hours. So our policy is that we won't refund." I said, "Well, in that case, I'll tell you what." I said, "Unless you refund me." I said, "You made me jump through hoops before. I didn't get my refund." I said, "This isn't the first time that your fresh produce has been squishy and not good enough." And I said, I laid it on with a trowel. I said, "Well, if you don't do that, then you're not as good as Asda, because I had some apples that had obviously been cut into with a knife." I said, "And they didn't even question me. They just put the money straight back into my account." I mean, we were talking £3.33, I think. Do you know what? £3.33 or whatever it was is that for me, that's probably a couple of meals, because I'm a savvy shopper, a savvy, recipe doer. Not always, but I might be able to. So I wasn't having any of this. I thought, oh, so I said that I didn't accept this. I said, and anyway, I'm also a live streamer, and I tell the good and the bad. So I said, I will, unless sounds like I was threatening them, wasn't it? Wasn't threatening them. I was just sticking up for my rights. I had, funnily enough, soon after that, I got a refund straight into my bank account, not asking me for any photographs or any of the rubbish that they asked me before. They refunded my money. I've had issues. Tracy's saying, wait a minute. Tracy's saying she's had issues with Iceland fresh produce before. I won't. Yeah, I've decided not to buy fresh produce, but lots of the other things are good, you see. So I didn't really want to miss out on that. What's going on? Wait a minute. Let's see what other comments. Let's go. Ailey's saying she's got a beautiful baby blanket hand knitted by Yvonne, also knitted sheep and handmade cards for centred charity shop in Invergordon. Baby blanket sold for £35. Oh, brilliant! Thanks, Yvonne, for supporting the charity in Scotland. That's wonderful, because Ailey used to send a lot of stuff down to us, but she also makes things for charities in Scotland, and now Yvonne's returning the favour. Yvonne's saying thank you, Susan, but I don't know what. I didn't see the Susan comment. Did I see something there? Oh, maybe it was I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, just looking. Right. Oh, so maybe you're talking to each other online. Ailey says she enjoys watching the crafting shows, and thanks, Lynn, for telling them how to say my name. Yes, I don't know, Heather, I don't know if you were watching, but the other day when I was on the craft along, Ailey came into the broadcast, because obviously some of my people came into Crafters Companion broadcast, and Ailey was in there, and Ben was wondering how to pronounce her name. And so I was able to, oh, how did I tell him? Because was it when I was, it was while I was I told, oh yes, I must have told him when they zoomed in to talk to me. That's right. When they zoomed in to, I'm wondering how I told him, but they zoomed in to talk to me, and I said, oh yes, I think he did nearly get it right, and I said, oh, you actually pronounce it Ailey, because I had a struggle to begin with, and my brother was here when we were discussing this, and he said, look, it's like Auntie A. I've got an Auntie Aileen, so I think Auntie Aileen, but just take the N off. So that's how I remember how to say it, and it's Gaelic for Helen, isn't it, Ailey? So she's glad I told them. Hang on, whoops, hang on. Yvonne saying that's lovely, Ailey. Sorry, I can't see your message. Okay. And Ailey saying she enjoyed knitting for all the charities. Yes, so we supported so many charities here. Heather does remember that. She says she remembers that. So when I was correcting that, there we go. So excellent. So yes, so going back to the supermarket, so Iceland did give me a refund immediately, and I've now got a thing. Tell us how we did. So I need to stop and tell them how they did. I also, for those of you who know that I have an issue with my surgery, who wouldn't see me, and that's how I ended up being in hospital with pneumonia, because I hadn't had my doctor's appointments that might have prevented me getting to that stage. I haven't had my. I'm going to make a complaint, but I asked at the hospital what I do, and what I have to do is I have to have a conversation with the practice manager. Now that's going to be quite an interesting conversation, isn't it? But I'm going to give them the chance to say how they would turn it round and say, right, if I want to stay with your surgery, what are you going to do to make sure that I don't end up nearly dying because you didn't give me an appointment? You know, I'm going to have some sort of conversation like that, but I haven't done it yet. I'm not rushing to do anything. I'm finding I'm very slow, you know, because you know me, I normally live life in the fast lane and always have done. And this has sort of become a bit of a, hang on, Lynn, you can't do that. You need to slow down. And I've got some wonderful friends who reminded me I needed to slow down as well. And in fact, it was you wonderful friends who made me ring the doctors in the first place. If you remember, I was coughing on my broadcasts lots, and you were telling me, go to the doctors. And that's why I did. So you actually, basically, I think some of you saved my life by making me go. I mean, I was getting worse and worse, but, you know, I've never felt as ill as I did then. But I'm well on the mend now. And as soon as I actually lost my sense of humour. Now, I rarely ever, even in my darkest times, I've rarely ever lost my sense of humour, but I really did lose it this time. As soon as it started coming back, I knew that I was on the mend. I knew I was getting better. So that was good news. So it's been a very wonderful evening. I don't know. I'm now surrounded by so many bits and pieces. Earlier on this evening, while I was watching Crafter's Companion, I was doing I have a little die cutter as well. Here's my mini. This is my mini machine. Look, that's one that takes the little dies when you just want to do something quick and easy. So I was cutting out, whoops. I was cutting out shapes and things. I do that. I cut a whole pile of stuff to go ready for card making. Of course, every time I go to make a card, the things I want aren't already cut out. But I'm getting to the stage now where I'm going to be doing the charity cards, and I will be using up lots of these bits. You see, look, I cut up lots of shapes and things and put them in here, you know, in things like this. Things like little bits of bunting. I wanted some bunting earlier, but I didn't want yellow bunting. Whoops, you can't see it. Yes, you can. So I have the most amazing dies. and I so love it, and I'm really loving I'm loving the fact that my grandchildren love it. You know, I am so pleased, and I'm just waiting. There was a box of colouring pencils that are normally about £25, and one of the twins, I mean, the thing hasn't come yet, but I'll give it to her when I see her next. But she's into these comic heroes, and one of the boxes of colouring, she likes colouring as well. And one of the boxes had the colouring pencils, and it had some pictures of comic type heroes. So I thought, oh, that sounded like a good present for her. But I'm loving the fact that they absolutely love the crafting. Heather says she's thoroughly enjoyed getting to know me better. Thank you for that chat. That's wonderful, Heather. And any time, if you want to message me privately, you can find me. You know, you can either leave. Can you do private messages on YouTube? I know you can on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook under Go Live Granny. Right, wait a minute. Let's just see, because right. So Ailey is saying, keep well, Lynn. Absolutely. And Yvonne says crafting together is brilliant fun. Yes, Yvonne and I have we haven't done, yes, we have done some crafting. Yvonne used to come over here, and we used to have her husband used to bring her over, that's right. And he'd bring her in the car, and then he'd go off, and we'd have a day crafting here, and then he'd come back and get her. But he's not so well now, and he's not driving anymore. So that, and she lives the other side of the island. I've been over that side once or twice, but then of course I've been ill. Yvonne herself hasn't been well, so our crafting days together haven't happened. You know, so whether there's something in the future that we might be able to do, I don't know. I do want to do some crafting up at Aspire, which is one of our it's a church. Some of you will have heard me talk about it before. It's a church that was decommissioned and has become like an amazing community centre. And I was right in on it right at the beginning when the guy who started it wanted my opinion, and I felt very honoured to be part of the beginning of it. And I've dipped in and dipped out, but they have doing the most amazing things over there. And when I was just becoming very ill, when I can remember coughing while we were doing the poppies, we were up at Aspire, fixing the poppies that lots of us have crocheted and knitted, and some of you out there had done it too. And I was coughing so much, so it was around, yes, coming up to Remembrance Day for the poppy display that was going up at the church. And I met, while I was at Aspire, I met a girl called Mimi. I think her name's Mimi, and she now is running the hub downstairs in Aspire. They've got a lovely music hub. It's amazing what they've done there. And I said to her, oh, I will teach, I'll teach you to craft. And then of course I was ill. So I don't mean just her, I mean a group, because they have all sorts of different groups going in there. So that's something I look forward to, but I'm not going to commit until I'm really better. And I think I better go in a minute, because as you can hear, I'm starting to cough again, but I think I've managed pretty well, don't you? Oh yes, Yvonne says we can still do video call crafting. Yes, we can. That would be amazing. And Ailey's saying, when will you be starting knitting smoothie hats? I think you can start knitting them straight away, because I don't know when the next campaign is, but the more you knit, the more we make. And we've helped raise quite a lot for Age UK. It was a bit sad though the other day when we as a community have done a lot, and I wanted some information, personal information about because my mobility is not as good as it was. I was trying to find out some information, and I wasn't able to get the information from Age UK like somebody told me I could. So I was a little bit disappointed in Age UK Isle of Wight from that. But actually they do a lot of good stuff. But from personal level, I was a little bit disappointed. But I'm going to ring the National and see whether they can give me the answer I want. But anyway, that's by the by. Generally, life is pretty good. You know, if the worst thing going on is having a few squishy peppers and things like that, well, it's not too bad, is it? And in this bundle, I've got all these wonderful wonderful sentiments. You know, there's one about, oh, did I just roll my eyes at you? That's the one I thought I had in the box when I paused earlier. That would have been that one I'm going to make into a little wall hanging for one of the granddaughters who's got the birthday tomorrow, because I remember her. She used to roll her eyes a lot at me when she was younger. She doesn't now, you know. But we have a bit of a joke. Oh, sorry, Tracy. Totally forgot. Tracy works for Age UK, but she doesn't work for Age UK Isle of Wight. She works in the shops, and the shops are part of the national. So, so Tracy, do you have anything to do with Age UK or Isle of Wight at all? Yes, I'll chat to you privately too about that. But yes, of course, originally I didn't know that when I first found out about the smoothie hats, I didn't really realise that if we sent them to the national, we didn't get the money on the Isle of Wight, because the Isle of Wight Age UK is a separate they're separate charities. But the thing is, it's all doing good all around, and you know, I'm hoping as soon as I've sorted my craft stuff and the rest of the flat, and I'm still getting rid of some of the stuff that was left from my mum, the clear out of my mum's house. So they're separate company to you, right? Okay. Yes, so you're national and that's the local. I was going to say international. We're not international. Yes, we are. We're across the water. Not really. So yes, so I'm still clearing out some of my mum's stuff. But it's been a very slow go because I had no energy and I couldn't do anything much, you know. And then, but now I feel like my mojo's coming back a bit, so we'll see. But I'm not promising lots of very regular broadcasts like I was doing until I'm better. You know, I need to be a lot better before I do much, because I get some evenings I get incredibly tired. Some evenings I fall asleep at my craft desk. And I have been going to bed a lot earlier than I used to go. But anyway, I'm going to give up now because I can feel that I'm going to do some more coughing if I don't. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me and listening on and hearing about my new machine and my lovely crafting boxes. And I've got more boxes coming, you know. So some of these other savvy deals. Good night for Scotland. That night, Ailey. So I've got yes, I've got some more things coming because there have been some really good deals, and I'll show you when my next template library comes. I'll show that to you, because that was what I got with part of my voucher. I can show you the other things that I got with my voucher as well. So there we are. So Heather, thank you so much for coming in as one of our international viewers. So we had you from over the pond, and we had Hazel in from Australia. And of course, Hazel, Tracy, I don't know if you were in when Hazel was saying that she's going to be on the Isle of Wight on the 24th and the 25th of July, having had to put off her trip to the UK because pandemic hit when she was supposed to be here. Tabalayat means thank you. Okay. And Andrea's there and saying thank you. So I'm going to say good night. My goodness, I've been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. My goodness. You know, usually it was about an hour, wasn't it? But oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to go and rest my throat. And who knows, I'm hoping that if I feel up to it on Saturday, I'm going to go to the Riverfest, but I'm not promising. Yvonne says she's going to watch the replay because, of course, she came in partway through the broadcast. So, yes, I didn't give a lot of warning that I was going live. I just have to do these things when I suddenly feel like it. So I think you'll enjoy it, Yvonne, seeing what I've got. So, yes, so Saturday, all being well, I will get to Newport and go, but it depends. If it's a wet day, probably not, because I avoided going out on wet days because the damp wasn't great for me. So we'll see. But if it's a nice day, I don't know what the forecast's like. Tomorrow Richard's coming over to see me. That would be nice. And then Friday my hairdresser's coming to cut my hair. Yes, apart from that, no great plans for anything, just craft. So that's it, folks. Night everybody, and thank you so much for joining me for this 2 hours and 20 minutes. Oh my goodness me, what a long broadcast. Never mind, no wonder I'm coughing. Bye everybody, thank you so much, and I'll see you all again soon for some more fun and some more crafty news. Bye.